Nope. You started and I'm finished.
Oh, I'm just saying. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you people doing today? You are watching the Delmarva Point of View on YouTube. Today I'm here to talk to you about the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. The crisis in the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania, I'm here to talk to you about that. And you wonder why I have this photo on the screen. In September of last year, September 17 to the 19th, we were in Cleveland, Ohio. We're in Cleveland, Ohio to elect the new Yola administration. The contest was between Shehu Kamara and Carter. You have this Carter and his running mate on the screen right now. The election was so tight that there were only 4 votes that separated Shehu Kamara from Vama. That's it, from Carter. 4 votes separated the 2 guys. And when the votes were over, when Shehu Kamara won, Vama Fofana turned over to Shehu Kamara. Peaceful transfer of power from one administration to another. My topic today is, does Yola, the Union of Liberian Association in Pennsylvania, in the United States or in America, the Union of Liberian Associations in Americas, under the current leadership of Shehu Kamara, is it capable enough to solve the multiple problems within member chapters? And I'm going to use the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania as a basic, the crisis within the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania as a basic for my argument. Let me backtrack a little bit. The Liberian Association of Pennsylvania is in a deep crisis right now. But that crisis was solved a few days ago or a week ago, where Reverend Jala's tireless effort led to a transfer of power from Aisha Bolu Howard administration, Christian Aisha Bolu Howard administration, to Jerry and how do you call her name? Beatrice Swain's administration. I'm hearing a grapevine that Shehu Kamara is saying that he recognizes the administration of Christopher Slebo. Shehu Kamara served as president of the Liberian Association. Don Dennis served as president of the Liberian Association. All these people, when their terms were over, they left. Don Dennis' 4 years were over. He left in 2015. Shehu Kamara left. I don't know how many years Shehu Kamara stayed. Bobby Jabate left after a term was over. Christopher Slebo and myself and Bolu Howard, our term was over in 2019. We are not left. We are not left yet. Well, he refusing to leave because the vice president left. I left. I left after the document was signed for Jerry and Beatrice to take office. Shehu Kamara is saying, as I heard, that Shehu Kamara said that he supports Christopher Slebo as the legitimate president of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. How is he the legitimate president of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania? When 2019 was our final year in office, our two terms were over. When Liberians were going to the polls, what did Christopher Slebo and the board chair then do? They postponed the elections when Liberians were going to the poll in 2019. Since 2019, the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania have been paralyzed. But let me backtrack a little bit and go back to the time we're in Cleveland, Ohio. As I already said, in Columbus, Ohio, I keep saying Cleveland, Ohio. In Columbus, Ohio, there were only 4 votes that separated Shehu Kamara from Frank Carter. 4 votes separated both camps. Pennsylvania was there in force. Pennsylvania was there in force to support Shehu Kamara. You had Josephine Quetta was there with her husband to support Shehu Kamara, I believe. Aisha Bolu Howard was there with Christopher Slagway himself. The both of them over here to support Shehu Kamara. Dr. Toba was there. Dr. Vera Toba was there. Dr. Vera Toba was there to support Shehu Kamara. Pretty much here was there to support Shehu Kamara. Dr. Thomas Thorne, the national president of Sino County Association in Americas, was there to support Shehu Kamara. I was there too to support Shehu Kamara. But let me say, I'm very disappointed that Shehu Kamara, as I heard from the grapevine, that was on the street, that Shehu Kamara is saying that Christopher Slebo is the legitimate president of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. What? Christopher Slebo is the legitimate president of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania when we didn't even have elections. Let me backtrack a little bit, right? Let me backtrack a little bit. My county, Riverview County Association in Riverview County Association in the Americas, called RICA, whatever you can call it. We're supposed to go to elections in 2020. But because of the COVID pandemic, we did not go to election. I was serving as the election commission chair. Looking at the situation, like Americans were dying from COVID all over the place. I suggested to the administration, and the election commission met, and we said, look, we can't have election. We can't put our people in harm's way. We're going to suggest that you guys postpone the elections. We recommended to the board, and the board adopted a resolution to make sure that the current administration, under the leadership of Isaac Toll, could stay for the next 2 years. And Riverview County Association in Americas will be going to elections in June. After 2019, when Christopher Slebo postponed the elections, when Liberians in Pennsylvania were going to the polls to cast a vote for either Alaska Wisner, or for Jerry and Naomi Kodilo, Alaska Wisner and Beatrice Swan, when they were going to the poll, they canceled the election the next day and dismissed Batitoba as the election commission chair. Okay, I would say we dismiss it. We created chaos and pandemonium in the society, in the community. After 2019 election were postponed, there's no resolution from the board to authorize us to stay, but we can't leave because we don't want to leave a vacuum. Dr. Jala embarked on an effort, bringing Jerry and Alaska team together, and Joe Wilson team together. I know Joe Wilson, when I sent when I sent a letter on Sunday that Sunday was my last day, Jay Wilson wrote and said, can't wait, you were undermining the government, among other things, that you need to resign. I'm no longer a Secretary General of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania because our term have been over. We were just there until the effort that Dr. Jala was undertaking, which of course Joe Wilson participated in, Christopher Slebo participated in, Alaska Wisdom participated in forming a unity government to take over from our administration, to get the community ready for election 2 years from today. When that government was put into place, signatures were signed, and a resolution was adopted. My term as Secretary General, as I told them in private conversation, my term as Secretary General of the Liberian Association was over. I stand for principle, and I live by it all the time. If I supported something, I support it to the finish. And if I disagree with somebody, I let you know that I'm not in favor of what you're doing. Christopher Slebo knows that I'm not part of him saying he don't agree to turn over power to Jerry and Beatrice Soin. Because I told him, before then, we wrote a letter after the last meeting we had with the team and Dr. Jala. I told President Slebo, former President Slebo now, as I would consider him, that look, Mr. President, let's write to Jerry, Alaska, and Joe to send us the names of people who are going to be part of the new administration, because we want to get our contact information so that we inform the community about the pending transition from our administration to the Jerry Swan administration. I didn't know there were backroom conversation. I didn't know there were background discussions between Mr. Slebo and maybe Murphy Gibson and other people, that they were not going to take over office, they were going to have elections. Now, let me come to the ball giving. The ball itself is not even relevant. They're not even relevant right now. I know Murphy Gibson. Murphy is my friend. I know Murphy wants to run as senator of Bowman County in the 2023 elections in Liberia. And I'm going to support Murphy the best way I can. But for them to come at the 11th hour when the transitional administration was already formed and said they're going to empower the Christopher Slebo administration to have election in April. Liberian Association is not ready for election after a year or two. Maybe after 2 years, the Liberian Association can have elections. But right now, the Liberian Association is not ready to have elections in April. We can't have elections in April. We can have elections in April. Because we don't have the infrastructure in place. We don't start debating who's going to be the election commission chair. That is why we look for a way out. After Dr. Jala concluded his negotiation with Alaska who trying to undermine the whole process. Alaska team has the vice president position. But he is trying to tell a vice president not to go. They have 3 board. I've never seen a perfect transitional government like the one that Dr. Jala worked on. Jerry team is on board. Alaska team is part. Joe Wilson team is part. The 3 people who were contesting the election that was canceled. They are all part of the transitional government. And let me go back to Shehu Kamara, right? Let me go back to Shehu Kamara. And I still ask the question, is Yola ready to take leadership role? Are they ready to solve the multitude or the multiple problems within member chapters? I'm saying Shehu Kamara have to step up and do something like that. Principal money. There's a country music song. I think it's Josh Turner that sang this song. There are 3 woolly crosses on the side of the highway. Why there ain't 4 of them, heaven only knows. They say, not what you take when you leave this world behind you. It's what you leave behind you when you go. Our character is what we leave behind us when we go. When we go to the great beyond. And that's why I said to people who say, I think they said Christian, and during the signing ceremony, people said when they read my letter that Sunday was my last day as Liberian Association of Pennsylvania Secretary General, and I was going to work with, how do you call it name, Eric Bator and Stevie Bernard to transition to work there so that they can hit the ground running in the secretariat. People say, oh, Christopher Conway was one of the guys that were undermining Christopher Slebo. Christopher Slebo will laugh and say, Conway is not that kind of person. Conway always tell you when he doesn't agree. Christopher say, argue. We argue about things. In closed door. When we come back in the public, we go ahead. On this issue, I told Mr. President, we got to turn over power. We got to transition to the new team so that they can prepare the community for elections. The community is dead. July 26, in 2019. When July 26 came, we had elections. That's why we have programs. Nothing. There is nobody in the Liberian Association that is paying meeting dues right now. Nobody. Since 2019 to today. All the people we talk to the elections in Columbus, Ohio. People call me and say, come with the people you're taking, have they paid their meeting dues? Because nobody paying their meeting dues. How are they going to vote? But that is issue for another thing. We got it over there. We were all there for Shehu Kamara. Yeah, it's Mrs. Quida and her husband, Othello. All there to support Shehu Kamara. Yeah, it's how the coin said, Toto, the former board chair of Yola, in Cleveland, I said in Columbus, Ohio, to support Shehu Kamara. Yes, Bolu Howard, Bolu Aisha Howard, and Christopher Slebo, all there to support Shehu Kamara. Yeah, it's Dr. Thomas Swan, the president of National President of Sano County Association in Americas, Dr. Thomas Swan. All of them were there. It's Don Dennis. Don Dennis and Christopher Slebo in a photo. Everybody there to support Shehu Kamara. To ensure a peaceful transfer of power from Vama Fofana to Shehu Kamara, and that happened. Vama Fofana served 4 years, and when his term of office was over, Vama Fofana turned over power to Shehu Kamara. Peaceful transfer of power from one administration to another through elections. One of the fairest elections that were ever had in the history of Yola. Peaceful transfer of power from Vama Fofana to Shehu Kamara. But I was so disappointed, and still I am disappointed to learn that Shehu Kamara is saying that Christopher Slebo is the legitimate president of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. What's in Shehu Kamara in Pennsylvania when the election was postponed? On the day of the elections, on the day before the elections, Christopher Slebo and the board chair postponed the elections. And the board chair was saying she didn't know about it. Bati Toba was the election commission chair. Bati Toba was dismissed the day before the election. And Bati Toba said he was going to go ahead with election. But we'll talk to Bati Toba, you can't do it because we got to get a peaceful transformation of power. Peaceful transition of power. Since 2019, the Liberian Association has been paralyzed. Shehu Kamara was here. Shehu Kamara has to be able to solve the problem in his own backyard. The vote between he and Carter. As I said, 4 votes. 4 votes. Separated Shehu Kamara and my Vinon team and Carter and how to call it, Wilson. It's a Wilson team. Wilson Kia team. 4 votes. And Shehu Kamara got to work harder to ensure that Pennsylvania chapter is okay, so that they be there for him just as they were there for him. We were there. Premature were there. Mao Barclay were there. And other people were there. I'm not saying all of them voted for him, my sister Mao Barclay, and my brother Shehu, I say my brother Premature. They were there. We were all there. We campaigned. I remember when we were going to this, there were people who disagreed. They were not going to vote from Pennsylvania. And Don Dennis talked to some people who were going. Don Dennis talked to some people from Pennsylvania who said they were not going to vote for Shehu Kamara because Shehu Kamara is not getting involved in the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania stuff only when he wants something. But then they talk to the people. We know them. We talk to people. We say, look, let's go. That's our guy from Pennsylvania. We got to support it. I know that cattle people do. I know that cattle people do from wheresoever he comes from. They were there to support him. So we told the president that, look, you got to support this guy. We're taking him. But for him to solve the problem, pressurize Christopher Slebo and say, look, Christopher Slebo, you got to give over power. You got to turn over power. You got to turn over. When that then the turn over, then the turn over power to us. Peaceful transfer of power from one administration to another. We served 7 years. For heaven's sakes. 7 years, 3 of which we did nothing. Absolutely nothing. The organization has been dormant. As I already alluded to, there has not been meeting due paid. There has been no meetings. There have been no activities. We have been dormant in all capacity. July 26th, we should use to raise money and bring our community together. Nothing. I can attribute some of that to the pandemic. But we need to now step aside. That the Jala take months. The eminent council take months to bring this transitional government to place. We cannot at the 11th hour, when Liberians are waiting for us to transition to new administration, we are saying, oh no, we're not going to tell about Christopher Slebo is a legitimate president of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. As I said, rumors on the street say Shehu Kamara said Christopher Slebo is a legitimate president. He's trying to divide the community. He's trying to divide the community. If he said it, they say how do you call it? Womakoni said that Christopher Slebo is the legitimate president. So all of the effort when we went to meeting Christopher Slebo and Don, he said we were going to turn over power. Oh no, SG, we are tired. We both are tired. We're going to transition power after they finish. The government that we have formed, the government that was established, the interim administration is established, one of the best I think we have ever formed. Get all the parties. They get Jerry and Naomi team. They got Alaska and Beatrice Swen team. And they got Joe Wilson's team. And they get Aisha team because she was going as an independent candidate as a board member. So we brought all parties. Dr. Jala brought all parties together. So for people to say that the government, that the initiative that was undertaken by Dr. Jala, they don't want to obey, and they still recognize Christopher Slebo as the president, it's regrettable. It's regrettable to the highest degree, and it shows that we don't live on our characters. We don't. When the election was postponed and we were serious enough, we are called Chris and said, organize the elections swiftly to transition from your administration to another administration. 3 years. The Liberian Association are not taking a respectful place among other community organizations in Pennsylvania. And Dr. Jala just said it right. Dr. Jala just said it right. All the other community organizations are doing well because the leadership of the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania is keeping the Liberian Association dormant. My county organization have meetings. We pay meeting dues. We have cookouts. Virginia County Association of America's national organization have teleconferences every month. But when it comes to the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania, we got to tell the president to have meeting. Now we have a government that is ready to take the organization in a whole new direction, to re-energize, revamp the organization, take it outside the confines of Southwest Phillies, expand the organization throughout the state, work with other community organizations to make the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania viable. Shehu Kamara is saying that he recognized Chris, who have been dormant for the past 3 years as the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania legal president or legitimate president. That statement is insane. I said it already. Shehu Kamara is going to find it very difficult in the next elections. Shehu Kamara is going to find it difficult in the next election because I'm not going to vote for Shehu Kamara. I'm not going to vote for Shehu Kamara. Yeah, we campaign hard against Shehu Kamara. I will campaign hard against Shehu Kamara. Because as I sang this song already, I'm going to sing again. Yeah, I like this song. I live on character. My character is the only thing I got. If I say I'm for you, I'm for you. If I will support you, I will support you. If I'll give you my one vote, I'll give it to you. There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why they ain't for them, heaven only knows. They say, not what you take when you leave the world behind you. It's what you leave behind you once you go. Our character is what we live by. It's what we live by. So after months of negotiation, and we're supposed to transition, which of course we did, because Christopher Sawyer cannot hold the community backward. The community has already transitioned. He cannot hold the community. Shehu Kamara saying that, yes, saying that to divide the community further and weaken yourself. Shehu Kamara doesn't know that we can also withdraw. If we get a legal government, if Jared takes office, we can withdraw from Yola. We can withdraw from Yola. But it's not something we want, because we want a strong Yola. We want a strong community organization. And we want to stick with the transitional government. I saw Christopher Silabo letter to Dr. Jala that the board has empowered him to have elections in April. The Liberian Association, Liberian community is not ready for elections in April. It's not ready for elections in April. We got to understand that it's not about us. It's about our community. It's about our community. We got to stand up for our community. You are one person. You and the other pools supporting. The right is not on your side. The right is not on your side. You got to allow the Liberian people to work with Jerry, to set the pace, get the community ready for elections. What you guys trying to do is wrong. I expect Shehu Kamara to call Chris and say, "Oh, Chris, this thing you guys said 7 years, give it to the guys." I expect Womakuni to call the guys and Chris and say, "Oh, give it up, the time is over." Community leader got to step up and tell the guys to transition. Give up power to the new people. You are watching the Delmarva Point of View on YouTube. There's a community-based YouTube channel. There's a community voice. We're going to use this to speak for our community. If anything happens in the community, we got to use our channel to speak on those issues. On this issue that happening right now, we are calling on Shehu Kamara, Don Dennis, Womakuni, Portia Kamara, Dr. Tobo, Fofi Kamara, Jala, to join Dr. Jala and pressurize Christopher Silabo to transition, to turn over power to these people. The Vice President and myself, we already agreed to this government, the new government, and we all need to help them, help the government to succeed. called on Christopher Slipper to transition. 7 years. The first president said 7 years. We understand our COVID virus, but it doesn't stop us from transitioning to the guys at this time. Alaska need to stop undermining his own vice president. The government is in place. We need to start working. We call on the guys to start having meetings. I myself, I'm going to follow up with this. I'm going to pay my meeting dues and attend meeting because I want to contest the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania presidency. I'm going to ensure that every month the membership due payment list is published. And I will share it with the Secretary of Yola so that people who are going to vote in Yola's election will have to be on that. And people who are going to contest and people who are going to run for office, they got to be in good standing. We got to ensure all those things. Thank you very much for watching me. I'm going to do this every Thursday. Today, I described it as Community Thursday. On Community Thursday, we'll go around the community and see what's happening, and we discuss the issue. On Friday is Politics Friday. We discuss politics from across the African continent, across the world. We'll not come back tomorrow with Politics Friday because we don't have anything to discuss on Politics Friday. We'll be coming up next week, Thursday and Friday at 2 o'clock. I said I was coming out at 2 o'clock. I didn't come out 2 o'clock today. But starting next week, coming out at 2 o'clock and at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and on Friday, we'll come out 2 o'clock and at 4 o'clock on Friday. So Community Thursday is on Thursday every week, and Community Friday, let's say Politics Friday is on Friday. Subscribe to Delmarva Point of View, and share your thought, give me your feedback, and if I said anything that you think was not right, and call me, text me, and I will get back to you, and we can talk about it. And we want to tell you that we are very much happy to have this channel going, and we are pleased with this initiative. We want to have a voice. We want to have a YouTube channel that we can speak to our people about issues that happen in our community. So when you have any issues that you think we need to talk about, let us know. We'll talk about it. I'm not gonna be ashamed to talk about any issue. Any issues happening in our community, we're going to talk about it. If you think something happened that you want the community to know about, let us know. We'll talk about it. If you want to come on a show, tell us. You don't have to come in the studio. We can you can be over there. We to your place. We invite you on Zoom. You know, and we have a lot to talk about. Our community is rich with news, and we have taken the first initiative in that direction, and we hope you people will support us, bring issues, and if we erroneously make any statement that we didn't supposed to make, if we put anything in here that is fraudulent or that is misleading, let us know and we'll change it. My co-host is not here today. I'm sure he'll be with me next week, just to, so we can discuss issues about not the Liberian community, but the African community. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Pico Conway. I'm the host of the Delmarva Point of View on YouTube. And subscribe to our channel. We have to have a voice. We have to have a medium through which we can tell the largest community about things that we do in our community. And to conclude, Jerry and Beatrice Swain has to start having community meetings, invite Christopher Slipper to turnover, and Shehu Kamara and the former Liberian Association presidents have to work with them to something to transition. For me, as I said, I don't, there's a saying to where I work. It says, do the right thing, right? Do the right thing. Even if the right thing is the most unpopular thing to do the right thing. Thank you very much for watching me. My name is Pico Conway. Subscribe to the Delmarva Point of View on YouTube. I will see you next week. Have a nice day.